I can't believe what I read last night with all these stories of these Asian hate crimes and stuff like that, people wondering if it's a thing. I learned apparently one of my family members was actually attacked by someone just around the area. It was basically unprovoked again. It seemed like the person was just going up to people, and in this case, they got smashed with a weapon and they had to go to the hospital and everything like that. What the heck? Fortunately, to my knowledge, nothing serious came out of it in terms of a long term. Seems like he'll recover perfectly fine and all that. But then what was really interesting is reading this news where apparently there was a girl walking around the area too, and what made this story kind of crazy was there was a person following her and she taped it with her phone. So she posted a message and stuff online, like for example saying, "Please stay safe, don't walk alone." And with the video, I think it's a little too coincidental that the guy wasn't following her. And she's basically saying here, she actually told the guy, he said, "I quickly stepped off the sidewalk to let the person pass. Instead of passing, they just stopped and stared at me. I then said, 'You're walking too closely to me.' He still didn't say anything, so I continued to walk. With him still following behind me, but now more like 5 feet, I decided to make a few loops around the block to make sure he was intentionally following me. When I was sure of what he was doing, I decided to pull out my camera. I turned the camera to selfie mode so I could record him and watch what he was doing and how far he was from me at the same time." And by the looks of it, she eventually stopped at that skateboard park area because there was a lot of people there. And that's usually the best thing to do if you think you're being followed like that. Go to somewhere where there's a lot of people because usually they'll go away afterwards. But even thinking about where she was, according to the reports and stuff, Granville and Dunsmuir all the way there. Look how far the guy followed the person. And the crazy thing is, just from reading this, in terms of the area, the description of the person, gray hoodie and all, this sounded like the exact same person that attacked my family member. What are the odds that it is the same person? Because even from reading the post, a lot of other people are coming out saying it's the exact same guy. Apparently more people have been attacked by this person. That is nuts. Because that's a little too coincidental when everyone kind of gives the same description like this and it's around the same area. It makes me wonder too if one factor is a lot of people nowadays, they wear things like a mask outside, so it basically conceals your identity as well. Maybe that gives people more confidence to commit like crimes and all that because they think they won't be identified even if there is a camera. How long is this going to last, huh? And I guess one worrisome thing about this whole thing is, I was just reading some of the stories too, a lot of people just didn't come forward because in their mind, yeah, it doesn't matter. If the guy gets caught, they're just gonna release him on the streets anyways again. I mean, one of the most important things I would say personally is if you're too afraid to actually get involved or whatever, because who knows, the guy could have a weapon, and that's not suggested, obviously, just phone the police. But one of the important things is, if you can, document it, talk about it. I mean, that's one of the more important things, to make people aware of it. Because I would say it doesn't matter, a criminal, an abuser or whatever, one of the things they hate the most is exposure. So you need to basically get that out there. Makes me think too, because nowadays a lot of police officers would tell drivers where if they were around a certain area and they had their dash cam on, please look at the footage because maybe you would have found something. Makes me wonder in this case, if you're being stalked or whatever nowadays, would you throw up your drone, put it on follow me mode on the person, so to speak, to get evidence of it? Because it's kind of actually interesting reading this in terms of, I guess, police actually using a drone to catch someone. It says here, earlier this week, graveyard officers responded to a call at a shopping center on Contra Loma Boulevard for a report of an alarm. The alarm company told APD dispatchers that they could see a man climbing onto the roof of a complex from the security cameras. Officers responded to the area and started hearing noises from the roof. One of the responding officers was one of the APD's drone operators, and he quickly launched his drone to check the rooftop. While checking the rooftop, the drone located a man hiding behind a large AC unit. The man then started walking along the roof and throwing items he found on the roof at the drone. Then the man found an opening in the roof and climbed inside. Officers on the ground were able to communicate with the man while he hid in the roof access opening. The officers were able to de-escalate the situation and convince the man to come out and climb down from the roof. So basically, I guess because of the drone, they're able to quickly find the person and all that too. Like any tech, people can use it in a good or bad way. It's just a tool. But it makes you wonder whether or not in the future, regular average citizens would actually use stuff like this to try to find criminals, I guess you could say, or just accidentally seeing them just when they're flying it for fun. For myself, in terms of fear, with all this Asian hate thing going around, if that's what this is about, I guess for myself, I feel I prepared myself to the best of my ability in life in general. Doesn't matter of this situation where you can't live your life in constant fear like that all the time. Just prepare yourself, and when the situation arises, then you deal with it. That's just the way it is usually. So much tension in between people. On a lighter note, this Fit app's actually working again. I was reading online and apparently it was a universal thing. It wasn't just me, so I guess it's good that it's fixed. Alright, see you guys later.